The Vollard Suite, Mentor Caressing a Sleeping Woman by Gianna, Anthony, Jaisa, Olivia, and Sean. My name is Gianna Vaca. I'm a first-year student. The Vollard Suite is a group of 100 prints by Pablo Picasso created between 1930 and 1937. The themes that the Vollard Suite covered are mythology, the human body, and the Mentor with bold lines and abstract figures. This artwork shows Picasso's skill in printmaking and shows both his light and dark emotions.
The Vollard Suite, which was created by Pablo Picasso. The artwork sheet is 38 by 50, and the plate mark is 29.6 by 36.5. The media is printmaking, also known as etching, and the style is expressionism. It was published in 1939. The formal art elements presented are lines, shapes, time, emotion, texture, space, and value.
A line is a mark made by a moving point, and it can vary in length with direction and curve. The ones that are showed expressive and bold, contour. And then point one focuses on how Picasso used bold, thick lines to define the Mentor's muscular form, particularly around the head and body. Point two focuses on how the woman's body is defined by softer, more fluid lines. Curved, delicate lines suggest their softness and vulnerability in contrast to the Mentor's harsh lines. Point three then focuses on how Picasso uses cross-hatching and varying line thickness to create texture and depth, especially in areas like the Mentor's body in the background. Picasso uses dense, short, and overlapping lines on the upper half of the Mentor's body to convey the thick, coarse texture of fur. This area is heavily textured and dark, making the Mentors appear wild and powerful. Cross-hatching and parallel lines are used in the upper right background to create a sense of depth and movement.
My name is Olivia Tran. I'm a second year pre-business major and I intend to focus my studies towards finance. Shape is a flat area in art that is made of lines or differences in color or texture. Point one focuses on how the Minotaur is made up of bold, angular shapes, especially in the head and torso. The Minotaur head is full of dark, rough, almost angular and spiky shapes, especially in the fur and horns. These shapes give him a powerful, imposing presence with sharp triangular features in his face and jagged lines in his body. Point two focuses on how the shape of the women are softer and rounder. Picasso uses smooth, curving lines to create oval and rounded forms, which help distinguish them from harsh angles of the Minotaur. Picasso uses simple, geometric shapes like ovals for the eyes, nose, and lips. The Minotaur represents immense feelings of desire and complex emotions. As a finance major, the financial world is all about ambition and risk-taking. I'm able to connect the forbidden desires of the Minotaur towards his mistress and relate it to how yearning for rewards when making financial decisions may result in significant satisfaction, but also potential loss. The mythical Minotaur represents the inner demons and dark aspects of human nature and desire. And in the financial world, the Minotaur serves as a symbol of the power and danger when thirsting for success.
Time and motion. My name is Sean. I am a second year accounting major. Time and motion refers to how artists can represent or suggest the passage of time or the feeling of movement within a work of art. Location of time and motion. Point one, the Minotaur extended arm reaching towards a woman conveys a frozen moment in time. The lines in his arm and hand are flowing, suggesting that he is in process of reaching out and caressing a woman. This motion gives the scene a sense of immediacy and action. The woman's body, which is in point two, especially her posture and the way she is positioned in relation to the Minotaur, suggests a moment in time. Her figure is captured in a still yet responsive pose, showing a subtle tension as if caught in the act of receiving or reacting to the Minotaur's touch. Now, in point three, the use of repeated lines, especially in the background and around the figures, give the feeling of emotion or change. The fluidity of the lines suggests a continuous, almost cyclical movement, implying that the scene is part of a larger ongoing interaction.
My name is Anthony Erzia. I'm a first year student in pre-business focusing on digital marketing. Texture. Texture is the surface quality or feel of an artwork, whether actual or implied. Location, texture. Point 1, Picasso uses strong, dark, rough lines to give the Minotaur a coarse, almost tactical feel. The heavy use of cross-hatching and etching builds a sense of rough, animalistic skin. Point 2, the woman's bodies have softer, more fluid lines and delicate cross-hatching, creating a smoother and more graceful texture compared to the Minotaur. Point 3, Picasso uses textural details in the background using the fine lines to differentiate materials and surfaces.
Space. My name is Heisa Vasquez. Space refers to the area around, between, and within objects in an artwork. Location of space. In point 1, the Minotaur and the woman are positioned in such a way that they overlap, drawing attention to their physical and emotional connection. This placement creates a sense of closeness between the two figures. In point 2, Picasso leaves around the figures empty or lightly etched, using the surrounding negative space to emphasize the intensity of the interaction. This creates a stark contrast and highlights the figures themselves. In point 3, the Minotaur is positioned slightly in front of the woman, creating a subtle sense of depth and visual separation between the two. This gives the composition a feeling of space between the figures, despite their close interaction. In point 4, the background is minimal, allowing the figures to dominate the scene. This use of space directs the viewer's attention solely to the Minotaur and the woman, focusing on their emotional and physical tension.